There's the version of me that shows up in rooms, the one that laughs, that answers how are you with fine, that sits in conversations about normal things, movies, schools, whatever's happening with whoever and participates fully, genuinely, even. And then there's the other one, the one who wakes up at 5 a.m. and lies there for a minute just thinking about the next 5 years. The one that has spreadsheets in his head before breakfast. The one that's quietly, constantly building something that doesn't exist yet. Both are real. That's the part of that confuses me sometimes. Neither one is a mask, but they almost never meet. I have been thinking about why I don't just merge them. Like, why not just be the same person everywhere? Talk about what you are building, let people in, stop living two separate registers. And I have tried. I have sat with friends and mentioned the business, mentioned the vision, mentioned what I'm working towards. And it's not that people are mean about it. It's just it lands differently than it lives in your head. Inside your head, it's real. It has weight. It has detail. It has this whole architecture of if this, then that, and timelines and names and what the thing going to look like when it's done. Outside your head, it becomes, oh, that's cool. And then the conversation moves on. So you learn without deciding to, you just learn. Some things you keep inside, not just as a secret, just as something that doesn't survive the translation. The version of me people see is not fake. I want to be clear about that because there's a temptation to frame this as the real me versus the public me, the hidden genius versus the surface level person. That's not it. The version that shows up and laughs and talks about nothing important, that's also me. That part needs to exist. That part is rest. Honestly, that part is reminder that I'm still a person and not just a project. But there is something strange about how fully you can be in a room full of people who have no idea what's actually happening in your life. Not happening externally, internally. The questions you go to sleep with, the thing you thought about in gym this morning, that shifted something. The moment 3 days ago where you still understood something about yourself and haven't found words for. None of that is visible, and most of the time, nobody asks. I think this is what building in silence actually means. Not strategy, not some discipline hack where you have to keep your goals secret so you don't lose motivation. Just natural result of having an interior life that moves faster than your exterior circumstances. The inside is already somewhere, the outside hasn't caught up yet. So you walk around with this gap, this constant low level distance between who you are becoming and what you can actually show for it yet. And people actually around you are responding to the version they can see, the current one, not the one in motion. That's not their fault. That's just how it is when you are in the middle of something and that hasn't arrived yet. What gets complicated is when the two versions start to feel like they are pulling in different directions. Some days I am with people who knew me before any of this, before the 5 a.m.s, before the business, before I had anything resembling a direction. And they're relaxed, normal, no urgency about anything, and I feel the pull to just be that too, to drop the weight for a day and exist without agenda. Sometimes I feel I do, and it's good, genuinely. But then I come back to the room, my room alone, and the other version is just there, waiting, didn't go anywhere. The plans are still on the table, the vision is still in the head, the alarm is still set for 5, and I realize two lives don't actually conflict. They just require you to be okay with holding both without needing one to explain the other. I don't think most people my age talk about this because it sounds strange. Like, what do you mean by two lives? You are 18 and you live at your home. Nothing that dramatic is happening. And externally, sure, nothing that dramatic is happening. But the interior experience of being this age, with this kind of vision in the world that is completely unaware of it, that's its own kind of thing. That's its own specific kind of aloneness. Not loneliness, aloneness. There's a difference between loneliness and aloneness. Loneliness is wanting company and not having it. Aloneness is being in a company and still existing privately in a place nobody else is standing. That's where I am the most of the time, and I'm starting to think that's not a problem to fix. Maybe that's just what this phase looks like from the inside. I don't know when the two versions start to become one. Maybe when the outside finally catches up to the inside. Maybe when the thing I'm building becomes visible enough that people can actually see what I have been looking at this whole time. Or maybe they never fully merge. Maybe that gap is permanent. Maybe everyone who's building something lives in it. I'm not sure. What I do know is that both versions are mine. The one in the room laughing, present, normal, and the one at 5 a.m., quiet, certain about the most thing, nothing except this matters. I'm not choosing between them. I'm just learning to carry both without dropping either.